All right, welcome and thanks to everyone who could make it out today for our groundbreaking ceremony for our 11,400 square foot expansion. Just for everybody's visual benefit, the corner of the building, the new building will be where this stake is, so a little bit past the sign, and it'll be going back 100 feet, so back beyond where that dumpster is. So 30 feet deeper than our existing building. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Dave McCade, and I'm the Chief Technical Officer here, and I'm one of many people who have been working on the details of this project. I'd like to introduce our guest here today, but first I'd like to acknowledge our employee owners. I think everybody here probably knows that EDM is 100% employee owned, and I believe I speak for all of us that we're very excited that we're at this point in this project. To introduce our guests, first of all, I'd like to welcome back Carrie Roberts. Carrie, she's the wife of our late founder, Robert Roberts, and yeah.
From his distances, Robert says hello, everybody.
All right, great. Yeah, I think Robert was a very big fan of this expansion, so I like to think that he's smiling down on us. I'd also like to thank Doug Lee for coming today. Doug, raise your hand. So Doug is a longtime member of our board of directors, and he's serving as the chairman of the board. Coleman Adams, as you can see by the big sign, is our general contractor. And I'd like to thank Tony Kegley for showing up today. Tony, he's our project manager. And Southern Air is managing all of the HVAC and electrical, and Greg Graham is here somewhere. Yeah. Thanks, Greg. Hurt & Profit managed all of the design of the site work, everything outside of the building, and Patrick Profit is here today. And Patrick was very helpful in helping us navigate all the requirements and the city-related details to get those right. So from the city of Lynchburg, I'd like to thank Margette Upshur. Margette is the director of the Office of Economic Development, and she's got several from her team here today. And Margette was very helpful in the parts of the design approval process. And last but not least, I'd like to welcome Bo Wright. Bo's a member of the Lynchburg City Council, and he's serving as the vice mayor today, or more than today. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So I'll turn it over to Bo to say a few words, and then Georgianne will follow up. And if anyone has any questions later on about the details, I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks.
Thanks, Dave, and good morning. Can everybody hear me okay? All right. Well, you guys have done me a really great turn this morning by getting me out of the office on a Monday morning. So I'm going to try to return the favor by being very brief. I just have two quick things to say. The first is congratulations. This is really exciting for EDM. It's really exciting for the city of Lynchburg, and I'm just personally very excited to be here with you. And then the second is thank you. Thank you for your continued investment in Lynchburg. Our success is your success, and I really mean it. And you know, we have had such an important partnership with EDM, the city has, for many years now, and we're really excited to see that expand and deepen. So this is the best part of my job, because I get to say, on behalf of the city, on behalf of City Council, and on behalf of our 80,000 neighbors here in the city of Lynchburg, congratulations and thank you, and that's the end of my speech. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Bo. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Georgianne Sneed. I'm the president and CEO of EDM. So I just want to briefly take everybody back to 1994. It was a day in 1994 that Robert Roberts, the founder of EDM, and Lee Cobb, Margette's predecessor, the director of economic development for the city at that time, they walked together where we're standing today. But it looked nothing like this. This industrial park and this lot were basically just fields of tall grass and trees. And the city had just embarked on marketing this as an industrial park. So Lee was very anxious to sell Robert a lot and get something going here. Robert was anxious, those of you who know Robert was a very frugal man, was anxious to buy a lot. But he had to do something because EDM had to graduate from the business incubator the city owned and find a home. So as a side note, years later, when either Robert or Lee would reminisce about that day, the thing they both vividly recalled had nothing to do with the property. It had to do with the horrific outbreak of chigger bites that they both ended up with the next morning when they got out of bed because they tromped through these fields of tall grass. But back to my story. So despite having just a small handful of customers and a small handful of employees and a small handful of cash, Robert bought the lot from the city and he proceeded to dream big. He engaged with Cliff at Coleman Adams and he laid out a vision for this property that included the original building behind you, the expansion on the other side in 2008, and last but not least, this expansion that we break ground on today. And so we really continue Robert's legacy of dreaming big because we undertake this project at a time that has been the most challenging and difficult for our industry and our business because of electronic component shortages. And yet, in every challenge, I believe there lies an opportunity, and we believe that this supply chain crisis offers opportunities as businesses who have been having manufacturing done offshore look for partners on the same side of the ocean as they are. And so this expansion is going to really position us really well to take advantage of those opportunities in the next several years. And immediately, it will allow us to better store and move the reams and massive amounts of inventory that are unfortunately a necessary evil of our business. So this is a really exciting day, as Dave said, and we are so grateful to all of our partners who are here because we couldn't do it without you. Sadly, Lee and Robert, who were both, by the way, unique and extraordinary individuals, both of them, they're not here. But as Carrie echoed for Robert, I will say I think they would be very happy and proud to see what we're doing here today. For Lee, this chigger field has turned into a thriving industrial park for the city, thanks to Margette and her team. And for Robert, this last piece of his vision is coming true. I think, though, what would make him happiest is that as we stand here and do this today, EDM is 100% owned by you, the employees. And that was his dream and his vision, to leave this business in your hands. And what really wonderful and capable hands they are. So I know he would be proud. So speaking of hands, the real reason we're here is to break ground, and you can see we're just a few weeks late, but we're going to do it anyway. And I'm going to ask Bree Oldham, our CFO, to coordinate getting some hands on some shovels. You want to come on up, Bree? Sure.
Thank you guys for coming out today and being here with us. I know it's really warm out right now. We're gonna break ground here, and then we're gonna dismiss our guests to go inside after that. If any employees also, our employee owners, want a picture of you breaking ground with a golden shovel, after we do the initial groundbreaking, we'd love for you all to come up and have your picture taken breaking ground, because as Georgianne said, this is part of the work that we've all done here, and we're really excited for all of us to participate in this today. Yeah, work those pumps.
Oh, Dave's got it going on.
Oh, wow, Dave does.
Let's see if I can get up on it.
There we go. I know, I was like, they really are. They're committed.
I thought this was just going to be a fake here, Dave.
Break the ground. There you go, Dave.
Gotta get some dirt out.
There you go.
Yeah, great.